It's another year, another gear update, but this time I want to show you exactly how I turn those long sit-down videos into a steady stream of shorts and social posts without completely losing my mind. If you know me at all, you know I am definitely not a tech bro trying to complicate things. Frankly, if a new piece of tech takes more than 5 minutes to figure out, I am immediately out of the game. At the same time, I truly do care about the final quality of the content that goes out to you. So over the last year, I have successfully dialed in a workflow that keeps production refreshingly simple, keeps my office looking like an office, and most importantly, keeps my content delivery entirely consistent. If you want significantly better videos without the usual production headache, stick around because I am going to walk you through the specific gear, the little setup tricks, and the exact way I repurpose long videos into dozens of short clips using one tool that has quietly become my secret weapon. Let's start with the cameras because yes, what you film on absolutely matters, but it matters far less than how you actually transform that raw footage into usable content. My absolute go-to choice for all my main sit-down videos has been this compact mirrorless camera that I've become totally obsessed with over the last year. It is wonderfully lightweight, the autofocus performance is rock solid and reliable, and the crucial flip screen conveniently sits off to the side so I can still see myself whenever I mount a microphone or a wireless receiver on top. I have used bulkier, more expensive mirrorless bodies in the past, some of which have more bells and whistles, but for my specific workflow, the perfect balance of small size and dependable autofocus simply wins every single time. Here's a fun fact you can use. The camera body itself doesn't actually make the background blur look awesome. It is entirely the lens that you attach to it that creates that beautiful separation. So to keep things manageable, I operate with a small focused kit. The basic kit lens for day-to-day casual shooting, an 11mm wide angle for desk tutorials and vlogs, and a fast 16mm f1.4 when I really want that classic creamy YouTube bokeh. Now let's talk about the microphones that keep my audio crisp and clear for every single piece of content. A few years ago, I was absolutely team shotgun microphone all the way, but now I'm fully converted to the wireless lav mic because as my content evolved and I started moving around the room more, I needed reliable audio captured from anywhere. The tiny wireless lav that I've been using is incredibly light, clips right onto my shirt, and pairs seamlessly with my phone, my main camera, and even my desktop computer. That cross-device compatibility alone has saved me from so many frustrating cable headaches. I can now record a voiceover on my phone, shoot a sit-down on my mirrorless, and then plug the receiver directly into my Mac for a virtual meeting. I still keep my favorite large studio microphone mounted on an arm for true podcast-style recordings, but truthfully, for quick tutorials and short videos, I've been grabbing that tiny lav 9 times out of 10 because it keeps things simple and sounds fantastic. Next up are the boring but absolutely crucial elements of battery life and storage management for long sessions. For any long sit-down recording sessions where I know I'll be near a power outlet, I always use a dummy battery, which basically transforms your camera into a fully plugged-in, reliable webcam source. When I know I need to be completely mobile and off-grid for filming, I always make sure to carry several fully charged spare batteries in my bag. When it comes to storage media, please do not cheap out. 256 gigabytes minimum is what you should be aiming for in any modern content workflow. Micro SD cards have proven incredibly handy because they are so versatile. They go into my pocket camera, my pocket gimbal, and sometimes even my main phone rig setup too. If you have the option, always film in 4K resolution because it is simply the best form of future-proofing your ability to repurpose content later on. When it comes to lighting, I am a huge fan of using one good quality diffused light source rather than trying to place 20 tiny little lights everywhere in the scene. A single LED panel paired with a good softbox gives me beautiful, natural-looking daylight that isn't harsh, and it is easy to move and tuck away so my office doesn't visually scream studio. For those quick on-the-go short-form shots, I will often attach a small portable phone light to give that little extra highlight or pop, especially for beauty or product-focused content. Let's address webcams and remote work because I used to use a bigger mirrorless camera as my webcam, which unfortunately turned my entire desk into an unusable cable nightmare. Then I started using a pocket gimbal camera that cleverly doubled as a vlogging rig, but it simply wasn't ideal as a dedicated webcam because it couldn't handle 4K resolution over the USB connection. The specific webcam that finally solved this entire problem for me is a tiny 4K gimbal webcam that has the incredible feature of actively tracking my movement around the frame. It honestly feels like cheating during virtual presentations because it is super sharp, has fantastic autofocus, and includes gesture controls, so when I stand up to reference a whiteboard, the camera smoothly follows my movement. This small luxury is a massive upgrade that makes all my screen share tutorials and important client calls look significantly more professional across the board. For vlogging gear, I still love using a tiny pocket gimbal camera for the times I really want to be discreet, as it is lightweight, fits easily into my purse, and makes public vlogging feel normal again. I pair this small setup with a lightweight external microphone and a small cage or mounting rig so I can quickly slap it onto a car handle, a plain tray table, or even a suitcase to get cinematic movement without hauling around a bulky tripod. My personal smartphone, specifically a recent Pro model, still captures a significant amount of my daily vlog footage, especially when I need that smooth 4K at 60 frames per second. The essential secret to keeping my phone organized is dedicating specific SD cards just for vlog imports, so my main phone storage stays completely uncluttered. Shifting to Instagram photos, I have been deeply enjoying playing in the Fuji world because their in-camera film simulations are just absolutely chef's kiss good. For static photography, that specific in-camera vibe is absolutely epic straight out of the camera with almost no post-processing needed. To be fully transparent, the Fuji body I am currently using is admittedly a bit of a luxury purchase. It is not perfect for video work, and its autofocus tracking is definitely not Sony level, but for crisp stills and that nostalgic filmy color, it absolutely excels. If you are more invested in fast-paced video creation, I would advise against picking a Fuji specifically for autofocus heavy action shoots. Choose it instead for curated photography and slow, intentional moments. Alright, here's where the entire story changes. You can own the prettiest camera stack ever assembled, but if your editing workflow becomes the main bottleneck, you will simply never post content consistently. I used to export a full sit-down episode, then manually navigate to a timeline to chop it into vertical and horizontal clips, export each version separately, manually add subtitles, create different custom hooks for TikTok and Reels, and then finally schedule everything. That entire process used to easily take hours of dedicated time, sometimes stretching across multiple days of work. And honestly, life would inevitably get in the way, which meant a large portion of that perfectly good content would unfortunately sit there completely unpublished. Then I discovered the game changer, Vizard. Think of this software as an incredibly dedicated virtual assistant who watches your entire long video, immediately finds the parts that are actually going to make people stop scrolling, and turns those into ready-to-post clips. It focuses on creating not the whole clip, nor random microshots, but specifically the powerful parts that contain great hooks, emotional peaks, crucial punchlines, or that teach one single solid idea very fast. This tool automatically exports in the correct aspect ratios needed for every single platform, auto-adds captions, and creates multiple platform variants, so you never have to guess which version will actually land well. But do not get it twisted, there are certainly other tools out there that try to accomplish something similar to this. Software like Premiere and Final Cut Pro are absolute powerhouses if you enjoy deep manual control over every element, but they are complete overkill when your main goal is just generating a stack of simple social clips. Mobile apps like CapCut are fast and often free to use, but they still require you to manually hunt down the best moments and then tediously edit each specific clip for every single platform. Some of the newer auto editors promise super fast edits, yet they consistently slice the video at the wrong spot, entirely miss the strongest hook, or they force you to do the critical scheduling and calendar management part entirely manually. That is precisely the gap that Vizard fills. It doesn't just auto-edit your content, it automatically schedules those clips and puts everything into a central content calendar so you can publish entirely on autopilot. Here is exactly how I use this powerful system in my day-to-day process. I record a 20 to 40 minute sit-down video on my mirrorless camera, or sometimes a long desktop walkthrough using my new 4K tracking webcam. After filming wraps, I simply upload that entire master file directly into the Vizard platform. The AI then scans the entire video, highlights 8 to 12 potential short clips that have a high probability of performing well by looking for hooks and quick teachable moments, and then it instantly gives me platform variants. A 9:16 TikTok version, a 1:1 Instagram post, and a very short 15-second teaser for stories. I quickly eyeball the AI's picks, maybe make a tiny tweak to the opening text or the automatically generated captions, and then I confidently hit the schedule button. The scheduling feature is truly where the biggest time saver comes into play for me. I set my desired posting frequency, for instance 2 reels per day and 1 story post, and Vizard intelligently spaces those clips out perfectly across my content calendar. If you are anything like me and absolutely hate opening 3 different social media apps just to post videos at the specific weird hours needed for engagement, then this automatic scheduling capability is a monumental game changer. While the platform handles the heavy lifting, you still retain the power to edit the final captions, add platform-specific hashtags, or manually shuffle posts around if needed. That single content calendar view keeps me from accidentally reposting the same clip across all platforms in the same week, which is a massive win for professional consistency. It also actively helps me plan themed weeks easily, allowing me to structure content like tutorials on Monday, business tips on Wednesday, and perhaps lighter content on Friday, you name it. Ultimately, this centralization puts all my publishing needs in one place, so the usual content creation chaos starts to feel entirely manageable. I will be completely honest about the limitations. If you are a creator who absolutely loves hand keyframing every transition or doing detailed color work with custom looks across every single clip, you will absolutely still want to use a dedicated editor. Vizard is not trying to replace a dedicated editor for high-end cinematic work. It is specifically trying to replace the 80% of editing that is repetitive and time-consuming for creators who simply need high-volume output. And for creators who have constantly felt trapped by that exhausting edit first, post later treadmill, this entire system is profoundly liberating. For a quick comparison note, other auto-edit tools often only have 1 or 2 of these essential pieces, either the auto-edit function or the auto-post function, but rarely all 3 together with a clean management layer. Some tools will auto-edit and then just dump all the finished files into a random folder for you to manually schedule somewhere else, which still means you have to perform the final manual posting step. Other tools might successfully post for you, but they fail to provide any intelligence on optimizing which specific clips will actually perform best with your audience. Vizard's sweet spot is that it successfully converts your long-form video into platform-ready clips, schedules them to go live, and then gives you that central calendar to manage everything, meaning you go from recording to being live on socials in a tiny fraction of the former time. Here are a few final workflow tips to pair perfectly with Vizard and the gear we just discussed. Always film longer than you think you need to, because the more content that exists in the master file, the more high-performing moments the AI has available to find. My personal sweet spot for a single episode that I upload for repurposing is consistently between 20 and 40 minutes long. Keeping a quick 2-second intro stamp, something simple like today I talk about, helps Vizard detect those crucial performance hooks much more accurately during its scan. Remember to always name your source footage clearly so you can easily find the original master file if you ever need to re-export a specific clip in a different resolution later on. Finally, use that great lavalier microphone for consistent audio quality across all your clips, because Vizard can generate perfect captions much more easily when the audio track is uniformly clear. So, in short, you absolutely do not need the priciest camera setup or a full, complicated editing suite to start winning consistently on social media right now. What you actually need is solid footage, completely reliable audio, and a proven system that efficiently turns one long video into many short platform-ready clips without you having to do any of the tedious cutting yourself. For my personal workflow, that entire system is built around a compact, mirrorless camera, that tiny lav mic, one simple soft LED panel, a versatile pocket gimbal for my B-roll, and Vizard to stitch it all together into a consistent posting machine. If you want direct links to the exact gear I mentioned in this video, they are listed down in my description, and I'll also drop a direct link to Vizard there, because it is genuinely the reason I'm able to maintain consistency without completely burning out. If you have specific questions about camera settings, lens choices, or exactly how I configure Vizard for different platforms like TikTok versus Reels versus YouTube Shorts, please drop them below and I will make a dedicated how-to video on my very next upload. Alright, that covers the gear and the simple workflow that has absolutely saved my sanity and time this entire year. If you want more deep dive breakdowns like a dedicated video on my specific camera settings for sit-downs, or an exact step-by-step tutorial on the Vizard upload and scheduling process, just let me know by saying the word. Thanks so much for watching this overview, and I truly look forward to seeing you all in the very next one.